All right, we're gonna do a video again with the two pups here. We're gonna start at my feet, I guess. But we have Cooper and Callie. And I'm just gonna try, we've been working on the downs. Good. And not really even giving them a command, just kind of starting to let their little doggy brains figure things out. So we're doing it just like the old Pavlov theory. Let's see who catches it, who tries to do it first. Down. Good. Now Callie's a little better at this game because I've had her here longer. But Cooper, this is his first day doing this and he's already doing fantastic. So we're just trying to get him to stay down a little longer each time. Down. Good. Good. Down. Now I've got one of them up on the platform and one of them down on the ground because they're less tempted to try to take each other's treats. Good. So this is a lot more than just teaching them down. They're having to learn some patience and some manners. They're having to take treats nicely out of my hand. And they're having to kind of watch me and read my body language also. So that is not a down, that is a down when those elbows are on the ground. Down. Notice there's no jumping on me. There's no pawing at me. They know they're not going to get anything unless they're polite. Down. Down. Good. Okay. So there's kind of a good look at what we're doing with them today. Not a lot of hard stuff, but this little stuff, jeez, always adjusting the camera. This little stuff goes a long way when they get really good at it. Let me adjust this one more time so we're not quite as crooked there. When they get good at doing this stuff and they can sit calm, they can take treats, they're not pawing at me, they're not going after each other to try to get each other's treats. That's when I know that the wheels are turning and they're starting to think for themselves. They're not just off in la-la land waiting for me to say something. And I'd like to do a lot of these kind of videos because it's simple stuff that you can do at home. I mean, you can do this sitting in a recliner watching TV with a clicker and some treats. Hey. And if you catch them doing something you like, click, toss a treat on the ground. Watch them out of the corner of your eye. Hey! Knock it off. Hey, stop. Getting a little too rough. Somebody's gonna get mad. Catch them doing something out of the corner of your eye that you like, click and reward. Click and reward. And pretty soon you'll notice your dog is gonna start doing it on their own. And they just start catching on. No different than a raccoon going to the trash can and finding trash in there one night. They're gonna start coming back and back and back and back and back. Dogs are no different. It's all repetition. It's all the same idea. Now, this is a good example of when I will also use a collar if they start getting too rambunctious. And I just have this thing set on vibrate. So like right there, she's starting to get jumpy and kind of starting to lose her attention. If she does it again, right there I just vibrated the collar. She's like, whoa, what was that? So just a reminder that we still have to mind our manners, even though they're kind of getting free time, but they're kind of not. They're still working for it, but I'm letting them kind of roam around and socialize. But at the same time, they still have to behave. I'm not going to let them like table surf and get into stuff. They have to play, but with a little common sense. Good. Callie, come. Good girl. Well, I can't see us again. I'm just gonna come out here because I'm tired of adjusting that camera. What are you doing? Huh? Nope. Good. Cooper. Yes. Good. So right now I'm more or less just rewarding them being polite to each other. Good. Cooper, come. Cooper. Cooper. Good boy. Good boy. Good dogs. Come on. Good dog. So this part of it all, you know, it looks kind of boring, but they get a lot out of this doing this kind of stuff. Just learning how to interact, learning how to be calm, learning how to play, learning to be polite with me, no jumping, no biting treats out of my hands real hard. Being patient, working on some patience. But this is easy stuff, and I just like to show people this because you can do this kind of stuff at home and you think, like, this is, you're training them. You're training them to want to have their butt on the ground, want to lay down, want to be polite so they get something in return. If you're only giving them attention when they're doing bad things, only yelling at them when they're bad, only yelling at them when they're jumping up, then they're still getting attention, and you're not gonna fix it that way. You have to mold the behavior for them to want to behave a different way. And that's a lot what I do when I'm really just kind of letting them have a little bit of free time and socialize. And go out in the backyard, living room, garage, and you can just do this. Spend 15 minutes just doing that. It's way easier when you only have one dog because you're the main focus. We have two dogs and they're also focused on each other, and it gets a little bit more frustrating at times. But if you have two dogs, make sure they're both hungry when you do it. So that way the hunger overrides their will to get ornery and want to wrestle. But we'll do another one tomorrow. Just separate. Cold and windy out right now. I was gonna do a separate video with them outside, but it's too windy right now and you won't be able to hear me on the camera. So tomorrow for sure, and we'll go from there. All right, see you on the next one.